right, here we are today at the Heaven Can Wait Horse Rescue and Animal Rescue out in Fraser Park, California. This is 2-year-old BLM Mustang gelding Nevada. We gentled him last year. We spent a day with him, got him gentled, got him to where the owners could put a halter on him the majority of the time, and we haven't done any work with him since, and so he's going to be a pretty right-on candidate for teaching him how to tie and how to trailer load. And so let's get started. A couple tools that we have. This is your standard 4-foot lunge whip. This is probably one of my least favorite tools. I'll use it, but it's going to be probably the 4th tool in my bag of equipment that I use. And the reason why is because you're so limited with what you can do with this. All you can do is smack the ground to create pressure, or you smack the horse. And us being the human beings that we are, I think if we have a stick in our hand, our tendency is we want to use it. So I really prefer the lariat, and believe me, you don't have to be a professional roper to use one of these. I am not at all. I can hardly rope the ground if I'm standing on the roof of my house. But what you can do with these, especially when you're working with a wild horse, is you can go from being very small to being very big. Suddenly it looks like claws. You can do a little bit of energy with your thighs, or you can get really big with it. And so I really prefer these. If I need to reach out and touch the horse, I can just toss it and touch him. I don't have to spank him with it. So let's get started with him. We're gonna just take him through this series of steps that we would normally do. Get him moving around, get him comfortable. Horses are always thinking movement. Movement is how they stay alive, and how we establish our leadership and the respect out of him is by controlling that movement. So I'm just gonna move him around the pen a little bit. He's a little calm, starting to calm down some. And once he realizes that there's no way out of this pen other than to negotiate and deal with me, we're going to become the best of friends. And I want him to maintain this gait that I'm asking him to keep right here. And as I said, I'm the one that establishes the direction, not him. He doesn't get to change his mind whenever he wants. And once we figure that out, that's when we start getting a partnership working. Here we go. So already he's starting to want to come in here a little bit. There you go. And for right now, when I let him rest, I'm going to have him looking at me. And in time, I'll let him rest with me standing next to him. And as we get farther along in his training, when he rests, I'll be on his back doing that. So that being with me is always the better way to be. Come in here, reassure him that I don't want to hurt him. Everything we do is approach and retreat, pressure and release. Me walking towards him is pressure. But when he handles it, he takes it, and I'll go ahead and release. And I'll ask him to move out again. And what I'm doing here is I'm going to establish a forward cue before I go and put the halter on him and have to start smacking him with the lead rope. So I want him to know that this means go forward. When I point a direction, that's where I want him to go. Up. Up. Catch his eye there. There we go. So a few more times that, and he'll start to associate that when I point, that means go that direction. Then when I put the halter and the lead rope on him and I point, he'll have at least an answer in his bag of answers to pull from. Catch him back here. There you go. Good boy. Good boy. I often compare this to teaching kids arithmetic. You know, and you start teaching them 2 plus 2, it takes them a little bit to add it up. And once they kind of have a basic understanding of how to add it up, it still might take them a moment or two to come up with the right answer. But at this point, this poor guy, he doesn't know much of anything. So one of the things I'm real big on with these horses is I like to teach them the concept of do something or do nothing. And so here I'm saying, you know what, I don't want you to do something. When I was pointing a direction and telling you where to go, that was do something. Now you can just do nothing and do it here with me. But if he wants to do something, that's fine. We can do something, or he can do something. He can run around here a whole bunch. It's up to him. If he can't handle this, up. So that was his idea. He said, man, I think I would much rather run than have you touch me. I said, okay, that's a good idea. Let's do that. You know what? Let's change direction. It was all your idea, buddy. It wasn't mine. Oh. My idea was just to stand over here and hang out. But, you know, he's a little worked up, and that's fine. Well, oh, changed your mind, did you? He said, wait a second, let me reconsider this. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea that I wanted to run. I said, yeah, it didn't have to be. It didn't have to be. There you go. Oh, boy. And since he stood there and took that and handled it pretty well, go ahead and give him a break. Believe it or not, we're going to take this wild horse that doesn't know much of anything, and in a couple short hours, teach him to tie as well as sundown. Get all my gear reassembled here. What's up, buddy? What a good boy. What a good boy. And there, when he softened up and he looked at me, that's when I'll walk away. Boy, I know. You're okay. You're okay. What a good boy. Yes, hi. Oh. He's like, wait, that's not so bad now. He's like, I thought you wanted something else. I didn't know you just wanted to pet me. That's it, buddy. That's all we want to do. Okay, why don't you get moving? There, that's much nicer. What a good boy. Oh, what a good boy. Yes. Very good. Oh, very good boy, I know. Okay, he's a little bit nervous, backing up. There. Once he stops, and he can handle that a little bit. There you go. There you go. What a good boy. Yeah. What a good boy. Just come in and act like it's no big deal. He doesn't like it as much on this side. It's a lot better on that off side. Go out there. All right. Good boy. loosen up pretty well now. And I'm going to start working on disengaging that hind quarter. I want him to kind of get that step down. There. Before I start trying to teach it with him on the halter. Okay. Okay. Once again, it was his idea to leave, not mine. Do a lot of changes of direction here because one, it causes the horse to be really athletic. A lot of athleticism. Gets him tired pretty quick. Gets him really saying, you know what? I would much rather just stand still. Let's talk about a couple reasons why horses don't tie. Number one is the horse probably hasn't learned how to give to pressure. You'll see it a lot when you're leading your horse. The moment you touch that lead rope, their head goes up. And they pull back for a second and then they start leading. And again, that's kind of like teaching a kid 2 + 2 that has to struggle for a second and add up the numbers to find out what the answer really is. Another reason is that they haven't been taught how to deal with their emotions. Again, movement is always on a horse's mind. That and sleeping. And eating, but mostly that movement, because that's how they get away from whatever it is that's trying to hurt them. So they have to be able to move, and when they feel trapped, they stop thinking and they just start reacting. They go to that instinct that says, I got to be able to run, I got to be able to run. And so we want to almost reprogram their mental computer that says, you don't have to run. You know, you really need to think, what's really causing the pressure? You know, was it the perceived plastic bag that was over here, the dog that came running by you but didn't hurt you at all, or was it you who caused it when you pulled back and put that pressure on the halter and the lead rope? Once the horse realizes that over here is just perceived pressure and it never hurts him, versus the pressure that's around his head that he causes when he starts pulling back on the lead rope. Come here, buddy. Go ahead and move. All right, come here, buddy. You want to keep him focused on me, because we really can't move forward, can't teach him anything if he's not focused on it. Just like a kid in a classroom, not going to be learning if he's hanging out and talking to his buddy and not paying attention to what the teacher's saying. You got to be taking good notes. Take some good notes, buddy. That means move. Ooh. All right, so he's getting this pretty good. That means he'll have a pretty good answer once I put the halter on him. There we go. Dropping the head real low. That's a nice submissive position. The licking and the chewing. It's just doing a lot of thinking, a lot of processing. Okay. Now we're going to start really getting this ingrained in him, that when he decides to leave, it's just a lot of work. Break that gate again. There you go. Do it one more time. There you go. Now as I reset, I'll go ahead and let him rest. That's another thing I like about the rope is you got a couple good shots, like a double barrel shotgun, where you can reach out and touch them. Now once a horse realizes that he can do what you're asking and be all right and not get hurt by it, well, you know, shoot, things work out pretty good after that. And so, see, now he's smelling me here, he's checking me out. And so we're really working on our trust. It's a partnership, and Lord willing, it's going to be a lifelong partnership that we have with him. I just want that all to be good experiences for him. Let's go, boy. Good boy. See if I can give this some pressure right here. There we go. Turn him around. It's all right. Let's pick it up. Another thing you can do with this rope is just keep tossing it out. Every time, I'm just reaching out and touching them, saying keep moving, keep moving. Ooh. Boy, oh boy. Got a little bit nervous there, so I backed off. Up. Again, he doesn't get to decide the direction. I decide the direction. Ooh. There we go. Up. Set that up again. There. What a good boy. Turn his head back towards me. Just pretending that I have an imaginary string that goes from my shoulder to his nose. Almost like my hand's just really long and I just push his nose back to me. Get those eyes focused. Okay, you want to think about it, bud. That's all right. There. You know, and honestly, this is the first real work that this horse has had. He got to just hang out here with the cow and the bull, and you know, from time to time people come out and give him carrots. And he thought he had it pretty good. All right, here we go. This is what. There. Now, so before he gets too nervous and wants to take off, I'll go ahead and take the pressure off. So he's wound up pretty tight right now. He's not licking and chewing at all. He's still plenty nervous, but he'll let down in a minute. He realizes that none of this is bad. None of it's bad. There we go. If I need to, I'll just back off a little bit farther because it's all pressure. Pressure is based on proximity. So me standing on the opposite end of the round pin is a lot less pressure. There you go. Hi, Nikki. All right. Yes. Very sweet girl. Very sweet. Sure is wound up like a top. Keep rubbing him down, rubbing him down. There we go. Can I get him to yield? It's a big no answer right there. There you go, right there. You don't have to run. You don't have to run. That's all you gotta do. Just let me be right here. There. Good boy. Oh boy. Huh? That's all right. Now once his feet stop moving, I'll go ahead and stop rubbing on him. I just want him to calm down, relax there. See if I can bring his head back around. There we go. Attaboy. Finally, he let go enough to start licking and chewing. It's a nice sign of relaxation, of release, you know, and from time to time you'll see the horse start shaking, like they're just shaking all that tension out of their muscles. You know, and who can blame them? They're a prey animal stuck into a small cage with a predator. Eat them all the time. It's going, man, I know you're gonna eat me. I know you're gonna eat me. No, not at all, buddy. I just want to be balanced. I just want to rope on you. Blood on you. Oh, boy. Very nice. That was a nice yield right there. On both sides here. A little bit too much. All right. There. That's what we want to do. Sorry, buddy. I don't have carrots for you. I'm not that guy. I'm not the carrot guy. There you go. Oh, boy. Unlock that foot. Come on. His feet are all locked up. The feet are tied to the brain, and when you see that the feet get locked up, that means that the brain's locked up. And if he can't unlock his feet, there we go. There. That means he's thinking, he's processing stuff. Stuck feet. Again, because a horse is always thinking movement, movement, movement. And if his feet get locked up and his body is still thinking movement, at some point he's just going to blow up and explode. And so it's not a good sign when you try to unlock those feet. He says, I can. It's just building tension, like a pressure cooker. That's too much. I can't handle that. That's too much. There we go. So just gonna do a lot here of freeing up these feet as much as I can before I start putting the halter on them.